So this is a picture of what's happening, and I plotted the focus, I plotted the directrix, and then what I did is, and this is, I guess I should label, this is the x-axis and this is the y-axis. And here's the origin, and just so happens that the parabola is halfway between the focus and the directrix, so that put the vertex right there at the origin. So that was nice to know. And then I drew out the line to the parabola from the directrix, and the line from the focus to the parabola. And this actually slides. If this was interactive, would it be able to see that how this line over here would be, if I had the point right here, that line would be a vertical line down to the parabola, and then that to there. Okay, so what does that do for us? So for this line right here, x's are the same. So whatever the x is, it's going to be the same for that point on the parabola as it is for that point. I guess I should label this as x4, not 0, 4. So that way, see how those x's are exactly the same? So if I do the distance formula there, I would get x squared, x minus x. I messed that one up here, just a minute. So that should be an x. So x minus x squared plus y minus 4 squared. Well, x minus x is 0, so and of course that's the square root. So the distance formula for that line segment is just going to be the square root of y minus 4 squared. And yes, we could just take the square root, but it helps. Leaving it there helps us solve this problem. So then I'm going to come up with a distance formula for that line segment, and that's equal to x minus 0 squared, which we could just write as x squared, plus y plus 4 squared, because remember, minus a minus, so y plus 4 squared, and that's all underneath the square root. So since these two distances have to be the same, because that's what the definition, the parabola is that set of points that's equidistant from the directrix and the focus. So what we can do is we can just, since these are both square rooted, we can square both sides. And that leaves me y minus 4, and that's squared, of course. And on this side, I'm just going to have x squared, because x minus 0 is x, plus y plus 4 squared. Now what I've got to do is I've got to expand this all out, and I'll leave it to you to show me that this is going to be y squared minus 8y plus 16 equals x squared plus, and then this becomes y squared plus 8y plus 16. And now we want to kind of solve this. When we're all done, we're going to have something equal to y, right? So what I'm seeing is if I subtract y squared from both sides of this equation, that's gone. If I let's see, I can subtract 16 from both sides of this equation, and that's gone. So that leaves me negative 8y equals x squared plus 8y, and I want to subtract 8y from both sides of this equation to get y by itself. So that's going to leave me, let's see if I can get this to move. So that's going to leave me negative 16y equals x squared, and if I divide by 16, I'm going to get negative 1/16 x squared. And that's the equation of that parabola that has those characteristics. So here's for this next question. They give us that information, and then here's the graph of it, and I know that this parabola is going to be halfway, the focus is going to be halfway between the directrix and that focus. The vertex is going to be halfway between the focus and the directrix. So I'm seeing a distance of 12. So that means if I come up 6, that would put the vertex right there at the point negative 5, 1. Okay. And that parabola is going to look something like this. So then we just got to figure out our lines. Well, I'm gonna pick, I don't know, let's pick this. So there's that vertical line, and here's that line to the focus, and of course my drawing must be off. But this distance will just going to be y minus 7 squared. Take the square root just like the other one. This one, now remember this point is xy, so that distance is going to be the square root. Let's see, that's the coordinates to that point, -5, -5. So x plus 5 squared plus y plus 5 squared. And we can set these things equal. So if we square both sides, that lops out the square roots. Now I'm going to foil these y terms, so y squared and -7 and -7 is -14y plus 49 equals x plus 5 squared, and this side becomes what? Y squared and 5y is 10y plus 25. Now I want to get rid of move everything over to the, well, not everything, I want to move all the y terms over to the left. Well, those y squareds cancel out. That leaves me -24y, and then I'm going to move the 49 to the right. So that leaves me x plus 5 squared, and 25 minus 49 is what? 24, -24. And then if I divide everything by -24, that's going to give me y equals -1/24 times x plus 5 squared, and -24 divided by -24 is +1. And that's the equation of that parabola.